This June the 24th picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, June the 23rd. We are here to handicap a full slate of action for Tuesday, June 24th. It is now confirmed a regular Monday special with, from somewhere in North Carolina, Mr. Lonte Smith. Lonte, how the hell are you?
Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Decent weekend. Man, I'm ready to go. We got some good games going. How was your weekend? Did you bet anything? What did you do well betting?
I've been still watching the football, the Club World Cup. Did you do your homework, Lonte? Have you got anything to tell me about it?
No. Let's give me 2 weeks of prep. So I need let's make it a project. I'll have it done. I'll have it done in 2 weeks.
All right, okay. Well, if you're having another week, I want like a proper school presentation. I want you stuck. I want glue, marker pens, like a volcano. I want all of that, Lonte. You don't mess me about. How was the end of the basketball? I saw that finish last night. Was that a success? Popular winners? Do we care?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's who's been the pivoted favorite in football?
Generally, Real Madrid.
Yeah. So it's just like if Real Madrid won, nobody's surprised. So they were the best team all year. Yeah, they got the best player. They were the best team all year. So not surprising. It was a good series, but it wasn't surprising.
A little bit chalky, yeah. I've been watching the football, still enjoying it. Obviously, still grinding away with MLB. Bit of a half and half week last week. Started really well, finished a little bit tamely. Our Monday show, this show last week, was excellent. I remember the top of the show, we took 4 big dogs. It was all the shit teams, wasn't it? Marlins, Rockies, Pirates, and someone else. Angels at the Yankees, it was. Then we hit 3 out of 4. We said there was some profit in there.
Yeah.
We hit 3 out of 4 of those big dogs. And Christian Walker, my home run pick, hit as well. So, yes, started the week really well. This Monday show has definitely been my most successful night. So we'll see if we can back that up again tonight. The chat is live, and Kane TV DBJ is here. Enjoyed Trev's pictures from the Brewers Cubs last week. The Brewers are rolling. I am looking forward to handicapping them later on. Brewers are in great form. Chrissy is here. Jason's joined us. Callum Schultz from the Premier League show. Atletico Madrid can indeed do one, Callum. Yeah, my pick for the whole tournament just been knocked out, Lonte, about 10 minutes ago. So that's not ideal. And Aaron was first in the chat as well. Welcome along, Aaron. 15 games tomorrow. 11 of them are on the board, so we can do hopefully a decent job of those. The college football team previews are back on the College Experience. Colby Dant and Moneyline Mac previewing every FBS college football team, and you do not want to miss it. SGPN app is where you'll get all of that stuff. Tomorrow, no baseball. We start with a 6:35 Eastern first pitch between the Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox. Nathan Eovaldi will go for Texas. For Baltimore, it will be Charlie Morton. This is off the board. Texas are officially TBD, and it's Nathan Eovaldi who's going to be activated from the IL, which is why he's officially not been announced yet. He's been on the IL since May the 27th. Before that, he'd been one of the very best in MLB. Skubal, I think, clearly running away at the top. But Eovaldi was in that little group just behind him. He'd been absolutely top class. And I'm happy to back him. I don't know why he wouldn't just come back. It wasn't a serious injury he had, just a little setback. I don't know why he wouldn't come back and pitch exactly the same. The Orioles have suffered a little blow in that Adley Rutschman will be out now until after the All-Star break. That's really the last thing they needed. Now, Charlie Morton's a bit of an odd one because he's actually been all right lately. He was in auto fade. He was in auto fade for about 10 weeks, but he's actually come good the last couple. He's got a 2.25 June ERA, but it doesn't make me want to bet him. Like, if anything, the fact that he's pitched quite well might make these prices kind of viable because I just much prefer Texas in this spot. I don't want Morton. I do want Eovaldi. And maybe Texas might be a reasonable price because Morton's gone okay the last couple of times. So I'll take Texas, Lonte.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I was looking for a way to back Texas. Obviously, Eovaldi coming off the injury is always a concern. But like you said, it wasn't a major injury, so he should be fine. Both teams have been pretty much the same. I think Texas have been both of these teams have won 6 of their last 10. So not really a bunch of separation. It's just a matter of, pitching. And I prefer Eovaldi over Morton. Although Morton has been a lot better and trending, in the right direction. Baltimore is, they've been pretty good this month, but I think Texas will get the job done in this series, and I think they'll get the job done here. I just want the price to be pretty reasonable if it can get there.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't peg this price like this. I was trying to think.
Yeah, I don't really know either.
I was hoping for like a minus 130. I get a feeling it might.
Yeah, I was hoping to get 125.
Might be a minus 160 kind of thing. Maybe the prices will pop up between now and the end of the show. Or if anyone in the chat can see any prices, give us a clue as to what's going on. Or if anyone in the chat wants to offer me minus 130 about Texas, I'll send my money across the ocean. And we can work it out after that. 6:40 Eastern first pitch. I'm not sure we can promote illegal gambling. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. The Athletics will go to the Detroit Tigers. Tarek Skubal, just aforementioned, left-handed pitcher for the Tigers, takes on Luis Severino. And unsurprisingly, a minus 280 favourite Skubal in the Tigers. Plus 230 the A's. Total Lonte 7.
Yeah, man, it's hard to fade Skubal, man. He's been locked in all year. That's no different. Detroit's hitting the ball pretty well over the last few series, so he's getting the offense kind of backing them as well. He's had 3 combined earned runs in his last 5 starts. Like, that's really, really dominant stuff. But I like the under. That's the first thing I looked at. Obviously, you don't want to lay this big of a number in the MLB if you don't have to. Severino's been really good, man, on the road. He's been really good. He's been better overall since early start to June was kind of rough, but like I said, he's been elite on the road. He's not allowed over 1 earned run in any of his road starts. He's not had more than 5 strikeouts in any road start, so that's kind of weird to me. He's allowing a lot of hits, but not a lot of runs. That could be kind of a regression thing here, which is why I think Detroit is a hefty favorite on the top of Skubal being there. But I like under, Mal. I mean, I know it's a low number, and I know the A's are, pretty good offensively. But again, I mean, Skubal's been dominant. I mean, 4 of his last 5 starts have went under, and I don't think the A's will be able to touch him, just like any other team. So I'm looking for like a 4-1, 5-1 type of game for maybe 4-2 if we can get there. If you think that maybe the bullpen gives up one, but I think Skubal gives up 1-0, and Severino's been good also on the road. So I can see a low-scoring game here as long as the bullpens don't get in and ruin it. So I love the under. First 5 under. Nerfy, I like that too.
Lonte calls his correct scores, a weekly feature here on a Monday. Yeah, instinctively, you saw this and you just thought under. I had to double-check those numbers on Severino this afternoon when I looked, because I thought something had gone wrong. That a 2-0 record with a 0.93 ERA in 6 starts. I was like, where's that come from? That sneaks up a little bit. Skubal has been magnificent and really is untouchable. Detroit had a little 3-game skid before Sunday, managed to snap that on Sunday night. I do like the under, but I'm going to take the first 5 under, Lonte. The Athletics bullpen is the worst. They have the worst ERA in MLB, 5.94 bullpen ERA. So we'll leave it to Severino and Skubal, and we'll take a first 5 under. Trev agrees eventually. He thinks it's an under as well. And yeah, Jason was all over that Severino road trend as well. So the chat is shrewd as ever. 6:40 Eastern. First pitch, the Toronto Blue Jays are at the Cleveland Guardians. Eric Lauer will go for the Blue Jays. It will be left-handed pitcher Logan Allen for Cleveland. And this is a match on the books. It is -110 each of 2 with a total of 8.5. I've sneakily enjoyed the work of Eric Lauer in the last few weeks. Not a name that sort of inspires you, but he's getting stretched out. He adds another out or 2 to his starts every week. The Blue Jays have won his last 3 starts, even though I'm still not keen on betting the Blue Jays. They lost the series at home to the White Sox over the weekend. Logan Allen is very steady. Like everywhere you look, he's nice to handicap because he's kind of predictable. His ERA everywhere is 4... His home and road splits are both 4... Every month it's 4... He is not departing from the mean at all. It's Logan Allen. But I like Lauer, and I feel like I've said this every Monday for 6 weeks. Cleveland's record against left-handed pitching still sucks. They must have just faced a lefty every Tuesday for the last 2 months. They are 4-15-3 first 5 against lefties. That's a big old trend. So I'll take the Blue Jays first 5 because, like I say, I don't really want to back them outright. But I think you have to fade that trend. It's a big one, Lonte.
Yeah, that's a good trend to know. I have to put that in my notes. But I was going with Toronto here. I wanted to take Cleveland, but I thought Toronto was really good before dropping 3 of the last 4. They lost that series against the White Sox, but I like Lauer. 2.29 ERA, 2 or less, and earned in 5 straight. He doesn't allow a lot of hits. And if you look at Cleveland, they haven't. They took 2 of 3 in Toronto in the May series. They've won 7 of 10 versus Toronto, so they've had good recent success against them. But just as of current form right now, they're not really doing too well. They're home after a 3-series road trip where they went 4-5, and they're not hitting the ball well. They're under 220 in the last 10, 3.2 runs per 9. And you talked about all those scores with Logan Allen. He's also allowed 4 home runs in his last 3 starts. So that's a bit concerning with the Toronto offense. So I'm going to take Toronto. I know that, the bullpen can be a bit shaky, but they're hitting lefties really well. They're almost 270 versus lefties. I think Toronto is a side here. So I'm going to take Toronto at the short price.
Yeah, fair enough. Like it. Team ride on the Blue Jays. 7:10 Eastern. First pitch, the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Spencer Strider for the Braves and a season debut for Frankie Montas for the New York Mets, who are +125. The Braves -150. Lonte, the total is 9.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was I think it's a good buy low spot on the Mets. Atlanta's pretty much dominated them over the last few meetings. I think won 7 of the last 10 Atlanta has against the Mets. That includes 4 in a row. 3 of those were this year, about a week ago. They outscored them 17-5 in that span. But Atlanta, they're peaking a little bit, and then they'll do what they did over the weekend. They dropped 2 of 3 in Miami. But they still won 7 of 10 overall. The Mets, back home where they're really comfortable at, they have not been good as of late. I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. The last time they were at home, they were embarrassed and swept by Tampa. Strider's been he's been showing some things. He's been getting better with each start. But Mets at home, I think I'm going to trust that offense to get it done. So I'm going to take the Mets as a home dog here.
I didn't quite pull the trigger on them. There was just too many sort of question marks, and the presence of Spencer Strider looms large over this one because his last 2 starts have been really good. He looks like he's cracked it. Little bit rusty when he came back. All of a sudden, 12 innings, 1 earned run, 21 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. The Braves aren't particularly to be trusted. They still can't hit with runners in scoring position. So Kodai Senga's gone to the IL with a hamstring for the Mets, but they do get Frankie Montas back. His last start was against the New York Mets and on October the 2nd last year. It must have been a playoff game or last game of the season. I think it was a playoff game. He was pretty average last year for the Reds and the Brewers. But like I say, it's the presence of Strider and the last two lines of games he's had. The Mets have lost 8 of 9 as well. So as much as you don't want to pick the Braves, that's not a very encouraging fact for the New York Mets. So I'll take the Braves at minus 150, although I will be shopping around for maybe a little bit of a better price. We'll move on after I've let you know about mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers for a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply at MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And the Circuit Resort and Casino, giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for you and your 11 league mates to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for the stay. Limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and the entire league. All our listeners can get 15% off all Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. This is the last chance to enter the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. 7:10 Eastern first pitch is the New York Yankees at the Cincinnati Reds. It is left-handed pitcher Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. For the Reds, it will be on debut Chase Burns for the Reds, who are plus 145. The Yankees minus 170. And the total here is 9.5. The Yankees with Rodon's been very good. 3.10 ERA, 0.98 whip, 2.93 ERA. No problem on the road for him. Yankees not going great, stumbling along. I mean, it's a couple of weeks now. Myself and Scott spoke about it last Thursday. They're 3-7 in the last 10. But really the story in this game is Chase Burns. Chase Burns was drafted number 2 in the 2024 draft. I think this is the first time that I can remember so many, like 2024 draftees. We saw Kurtz come up at the Athletics earlier in the season. I think Chase Burns is the fourth 2024 draftee to make it into the big leagues now. Cincinnati are rolling the dice. They're not a million miles behind in the Central. I still think they think that they've got a chance of making it. I mean, this kid, since he was in Single A in April, he's had 2 starts in Triple A, and now they're bringing him up to face the Yankees. It's just fucking insane. In terms of having a pick, right, I'll play devil's advocate here. If you want to fade him, a nice angle is like I say, 2 Triple A starts. His last one was against the Yankees Triple A affiliate, Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So the Yankees have had a look at him, so they might have a little scouting report. But in this situation, where's the fun in fading the rookie? Like, I'm not buying it. I've got to take Burns. I love a rookie. In a month's time, he might be minus 125 every week. So we get him a plus 145. It might be a one-time offer. So yeah, I'll take the Reds, Lonte.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate to handicap. I do think that the new pitcher has an advantage because the guys haven't had a chance to like scout him and get a full report on him. So I do believe in that. And he was dominant across all of those starts. I mean, 1.77 ERA, 0.77 WHIP, 89 to 13 K to walk ratio. He was really good. But again, I'm not sure this is the right team that you want to debut against, especially with Rodon on the other side, because he struggled as of late. Most of that was dealing with Boston. So he allowed 11 earned runs in his last 3. He had allowed 11 combined in his previous 10 starts. But like I said, a lot of that had to do with Boston. I mean, maybe they have his number. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he'll be better here. The Reds have been offensively, they've been playing a lot better. I mean, 7 of their last 10 games have went over. but I don't think they'll be able to get to Rodon here. So I'm looking at an under and maybe a Yankees team total over. I know the Yankees offense is it's been really bad, and then it's been okay. But I think against a rookie pitcher, first time, big lights, it's good that they got it at home. But again, with Rodon on the other side, like, you're going to have to pitch close to perfect in your first outing because Rodon's going to bring it, especially after those subpar starts. So I'm going to take the Yankees on the run line, and I'll take them on the money line as well.
There's no fun at all in that pick, Lonte. No fun at all. Yeah, I mean, you might be correct and they might win 10-0 and screw the fun at that point, but we'll see. 7:40 Eastern first pitch. The Tampa Bay Rays at the Kansas City Royals. Taj Bradley for the Rays. Left-handed pitcher Kris Bubic for the Royals. -140 Kansas City. +120 Tampa Bay. The total, Lonte, 8.5.
You know what, Mal? This is one of those games where I wanted it to be like 125, 130, just with how well Tampa's been playing. But that's like 140 is like kind of my cutoff point. And it's not many teams that are playing as well as Tampa. They're hitting the ball extremely well. They're hitting about 320 in their last 10, averaging 7.3 runs per 9. But they haven't fared well against lefties. Bubic's been really good. He's had 8 earned runs in his last 2 starts, 7 earned runs combined in his previous 8. So that just goes to show you that he's struggling a little bit. But I think he can get back on track here. He's been really good at home. Kansas City historically has dominated Tampa over the last few series. They won 7 of 10. They actually swept them back in April. I mean, I know that was kind of early on in the season, and Tampa's kind of turned it on since then. But I think seeing a team more than one time is an advantage to the team that won as well. Kansas City's still just like a hard team for me to bet on or against. I mean, they're just like one of those teams who I can't get right. Like, they are, like, betting wise, like, from on a day-to-day basis, I just can't get them right. But I do like them in this spot because I like Bubic over Bradley. Bradley's allowed 19 earned runs in his last 3 starts. 13 of those were earned. All 13 of those were at home, though, and now he's going on the road. He has allowed 0 earned on the road his last 11 innings pitched, so that's kind of concerning. That's kind of concerning for my pick. He doesn't have a lot of swing and miss stuff, so I think Kansas City, if their offense is on, they can go pretty well. I'm going to take a half unit and go first 5 and then a half unit full game on Kansas City.
I thought this was quite tricky. Taj Bradley is all over the place. Last 4 starts, 6-0, 7-0. So what we get there. One of the things I didn't notice, and we kind of knew this was going to happen, it's not a secret, is that the Rays have got this kind of lopsided schedule due to playing in where are they playing? Oh, in Steinbrenner, yeah, at the Yankees spring training facility. They've played 50 home games and 28 road games to get a lot of the home games in while it wasn't as hot, etc. Obviously, that schedule needs to balance out now. So just something to look at, I think, going forward. Maybe they might be okay to start with, but they've got some long, old road trips coming up, and it might just start getting the better of them. We do like that, Lonte, last month you were on Baltimore, who went well. But I think the Tampa Bay Rays might just be a team who this could get on top of. Bubic has had a couple of poor starts lately. Doesn't have a great record against the Rays. I thought this was tricky, but all the team trends pointed to the under. So I cheated a little bit here. And I just stole those trends. The Tampa Bay Rays are 14-7 against lefties to the under. Kansas City 36-27 against righties to the under. The presence of Bubic is good. If we need Bradley to be able to hold it together, and 8.5 is quite a high number with Bubic on the mount. So I will take the under in that one. 7:40 Eastern first pitch. Eli joined us, by the way. Eli, welcome along. Nice to have you with us. Seattle Mariners are at the Minnesota Twins. Luis Castillo for Seattle. Minnesota will throw Chris Paddock. This is close on the books. -105 the Mariners. -115 the Twins. Total sits at 8.5. Luis Castillo is steady, kind of just above average, I would say. 3.38 ERA, 1.24 whip. Worse on the road, a run and a half per game worse on the road, 4.59 ERA. But Minnesota are really struggling. Kind of one of the cold teams that it's gone under the radar, this for me a little bit. They had that 13-game winning streak a little while ago. They've gone 11-20 since. So really not a team to trust, the Twins. Paddock has been good at home, 3.03 ERA. Another game that was tough to handicap. Both teams profitable to the over against right-handed pitching. Seattle look a little bit better offensively lately. Cal Raleigh continues to be absolutely outstanding. Not going to be high on my list of things to bet, but I would have a little go at the over, Lonte.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. This was a tough game for me. I prefer Castillo over Paddock. I know Paddock's been pretty good at home, but Minnesota's defense has been absolutely bad in their pitching as well. They had a lot of 5+ runs in 4 straight games. Seattle took 2 of 3 in late April, fairly competitive. 2 of those were 1-run wins. The offense is kind of fluctuating, is like up and down. But Castillo's he's been steady, like not good, not great. He's just typical Castillo. Like he's been just steady. But one thing that's been like an issue is his home runs. It wasn't an issue early on, but he's allowed 7 in his last 3. Now that might not come back to bite him here because Minnesota offensively has not just been able to do anything. But I agree with you on that over. I probably would take a shot with Seattle, maybe first 5, thinking that Castillo can go a little bit better than Paddock. But it's nothing that I love. I would probably just flip a coin and put whatever you choose, just bet that. But I would take the plus money with Castillo.
7:40 Eastern first pitch. The Arizona Diamondbacks at the Chicago White Sox. Ryan Nelson for the D-backs and Sean Burke for the White Sox. -160 Arizona, +135 the White Sox. Total is at 9. I got a bit fascinated by that game. I'm starting to get a little bit of a man crush on the Chicago White Sox. I'm getting a bit obsessed with the White Sox. Here's a question, Lonte, on the spot. 1-run games for the Chicago White Sox. They've played in 24 1-run games. What's their record?
24 1-run games. Let's see if I could take a good guess. 24 1-run games. I would say they are under 500. So let's go 10-14.
Yeah, 4-20. That's
damn.
Now here's a follow-up question. Is that bad luck? Or is that because they're a bit shit? Or, like most things in life, is the answer somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. And depending upon opponent, and it's a lot of factors that go into it. But, if you ask, like, the analytical people, they would probably say that they're going to be better. Yeah. And that's generally how some people do their win total stuff. Like, they look at teams who are a bit unlucky, and it like outliers. Like, unlucky is not going, like, 12-13, 12-12 or 11-13, like that's not really unlucky. That's about average. But the outliers, if you're 4-20 or if you're 20-4 in 1-run games, I think that's where you kind of get some people who want to buy on or against those two trends. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. But because they're so bad, it's probably people going to be like, it's the White Sox, they lose games.
Yeah, it's a bit. I like looking at the Pythagorean totals as well, the win-loss total in there. That's an angle I like to look at. Anyway, Lonte, give us your handicap on this game.
Man, Mal, you know what we do with the Chicago White Sox, man? We do it every Monday. First 5, and you sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I know, look, Burke has been really good, man. 2 earned or less in 7 of his last 10. He's been dominant at home. He's allowed 2 or less in 5 straight at home. This is against St. Louis, Detroit, Milwaukee. Those are among those other 3. Among those 5 games. So pitching against really, really good competition. He had given up 11 combined in his 2 prior home starts. So that just goes to show you what type of trajectory he's been on. And, Nelson's been pretty good. He's been solid on the road. This is their 3rd straight road series. Arizona, they are 6-4 in their last 10. But again, man, I think we got to trust what we've been doing. White Sox first 5, White Sox full game. If you want to get really frisky, Mal, if you're feeling real frisky, you go ahead and throw that Burke to win, and you'll get probably north of 2-1.
I don't mind it. That pick can win. I have gone with a different pick tonight, mainly because I really like Ryan Nelson's numbers. I kind of wanted to fade him, but I liked Ryan Nelson. Don't panic, Lonte. Everyone can still win. Well, I haven't broken the system. Because Nelson's thrown far more good starts than bad starts. He's got 2 bad road starts, which have completely skewed his figures. Completely, his road ERA looks shit. If you just looked at his splits, you'd think, right, that number, I'm going to fade it. It's just not accurate. He's been much, much better than those numbers suggest. I think he'll be absolutely fine here. Burke is okay at home, 3.43 ERA. And I hate to handicap this because I like both pitchers, but I've also wanted both offenses, and you can't have that. That's not a thing that's possible. Burke's got a lot of red in his metrics, Lonte, unfortunately. I think he might be getting away with it a little bit. Arizona, 5.4 runs per game since June the 2nd. In June, which is the second best total in MLB. Miguel Vargas for the White Sox is absolutely top quality. With runners in scoring position, Vargas just absolutely comes to life. So I've been keeping my eye on him. I've gone for an Arizona team total, Lonte, which doesn't mean you can't win because we can take White Sox can be 7-6 up. And then, as we've established, they lose by 1 run. So we've got about 5 winning bets there. We're all going to be rich, not a problem. Right, did I or did I not do the second lot of ads? I don't think I did I? I forgot last night on the Premier League, so I was in trouble with the boys.
I think you did.
Dog, Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog, also a great place to pay. Pick 'em, use our promo code SGPN or MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And you've heard us regularly talk about rhythm here on the network, and they've dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, which are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model is consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. 7:40 Eastern first pitch sees the Pittsburgh Pirates at Trev's Milwaukee Brewers. Left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney for the Pirates. For the Brewers, it will be Freddie Peralta at -205 Milwaukee, +170 Pittsburgh, and the total sits at 7.5. Heaney got hit around last time and is struggling on the road, 4.85 ERA. But my handicap here just focused very much on the Brewers. Freddie Peralta's been great. Home Freddie Peralta, just as good. And the Brewers are absolutely rolling. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 7 of 9. They've averaged 7 runs per game in their last 9. And they are 18-7 since May the 25th, which is MLB best. All of that, I love the Brewers on the run line here. They're averaging 7 runs per game. Heaney won't put a stop to that, and Pittsburgh can't live with them. Pittsburgh won't be able to keep up here. Brewers run line, Lonte, please.
Man, that was exactly what I had. You took my whole thunder. I got no handicap left.
Easy.
Like, I got you. You took it all. Yeah, I love Milwaukee -1.5. I mean, Peralta's been, same Peralta. He's been steady. He's been pretty dominant at home. 1 earned run or less in 6 of his 7 starts at home. So he's dialed in. Don't really trust Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been better lately. I will give them that. Like, they've been fighting. They also took 2 of 3 versus Milwaukee last month. All competitive series. All were 1-run games, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I don't trust them in this spot, especially the way offensively that Milwaukee scored, 8+ runs in 4 straight games? Like, they've been really, really good. I don't think Heaney can put a stop to that. 17 earned in his last 4 road starts, 6 home runs in his last 5, fluctuating hit rate. I think Milwaukee buries him. So let's go Milwaukee team total over, and I'll lay the 1.5 as well.
That might be the most confident team ride we've had for weeks, Lonte. I don't think I've heard you use the term bury them before. So, yeah, bury the fuckers tomorrow. Come on. 7:45 Eastern first pitch is the Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals. Game is off the board. St. Louis are officially TBD, although I think it's going to be Eric Fedde. Jameson Taillon is confirmed for the Cubs, so we've got no lines on this one. Lonte, Taillon against, have you got Fedde going as well?
I've got Fedde as well. Honestly, I'm glad it's off the board because I really struggled. I wanted to say Chicago if they're going to be a reasonable price. Fedde's been pretty good, but I think Taillon's been he was pretty good prior to his last start. He's solid on the road. Fedde has some issues. But it's pretty much I wouldn't be surprised if this was like minus 115, minus 105, or minus 110 both ways. It's going to be a tough series to handicap. A tough game to handicap. So, I'm going to be honest. Sorry to our listeners, Mal, but I'm kind of glad this is off the board. This is a tough one for me to try and decide on.
You do see games like that when it's a relief not to have to make a pick. I actually disagree with you. I quite like the Cardinals. The Cubs have hit a lot of home runs. They've hit 11 home runs in the last 3 games. The Cardinals had a 5-game winning streak snapped on Sunday. Taillon did give up 5 earned runs last time, although it was against those red-hot Brewers we've just talked about. He's got a 4.11 road ERA. I think he's beatable. The Cubs are kind of in an average run of form, even though they've been hitting dingers. That's kind of all they've been doing. Eric Fedde has a 3.03 May ERA. Added to that, a 2.49 June ERA. St. Louis have a 24-15 home record. I just like their chances to get one here. I do think it'll be close on the books, but I prefer the Cardinals in this spot. 8:10 Eastern first pitch. This is possibly the matchup of the day. I don't know. The Philadelphia Phillies at the Houston Astros, where left-handed pitcher Ranger Suarez for the Phillies will take on left-handed pitcher Framber Valdez for the Houston Astros. Lines are plus 120 Philly, minus 140 Houston, and the total sits at 7. Ranger Suarez has just been outstanding, and Framber Valdez is not far behind. Both pitchers' stats, trends are mirroring each other. Both have very, very similar stat lines, game logs. Both teams have got very similar records against left-handed pitching. The safest bet here for me was the first 5 under. Suarez 5-1-1, Valdez 7-5-1, and then both teams as well. Like I said, both pitchers and both teams match up. The Phillies 12-7-1 to the under v lefties. Houston 6-3 to the under. I prefer a first 5 under. The Phillies bullpen worries me a little bit. Bottom 6 bullpen ERA for Philadelphia. I think Kyle Schwarber's worth mentioning. 5 homers in his last 15 starts. And Jeremy Pena is in really good form. 2 or more hits in 8 of 14 for Jeremy Pena. But this looks like an early pitching duel to me. Maybe Houston get to the pen later on. But I'll take a first 5 under. We'll see a bit of an old-fashioned duel, Lonte.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Both of these teams are teams I wanted to bet on. They've been playing really well. Houston's playing. I actually put a future on Houston to win the World Series at a decent price. I got to see the exact number, but they're trending well. And I kind of saw it coming a little bit beforehand. Valdez has been really good, 2 or less in 7 of his last 8 starts. He's had what is this? 11 plus Ks in 2 of his last 3 as well. So he's been really he's had really good stuff as of late. 2 or less in 5 straight at home. But Suarez on the other side, like you said, both of these teams are pretty much mirror images of each other, especially over the last handful of games. So I have in my notes, Mel. This is my exact words: under plus whoever is the dog. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Ranger Suarez, and I'm gonna go with the under.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough between them for plus 120, minus 140 disparity. Absolutely not, Lonte. So, yeah, that's a great angle. The last 4 games here, 2 of these are off the board. 8:40 is the next one, which is the LA Dodgers at the Colorado Rockies. And the Dodgers are officially TBD. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how they've held their rotation together, really. The amount of injuries. We saw Sheehan back last week. We saw Ohtani open with one inning starts a couple of times. But TBD for the Dodgers. I know Ben Kasparius got the win, I think, on Sunday night. So the bullpen's in a bit of a state of flux as well. And it is German Marquez who will go. He is confirmed for the Rockies. No lines. This is one of those games, Lonte, where I was pleased there was no lines. I thought it was absolutely horrible. German Marquez is dealing. However, I mean, it's German Marquez. He's had 2 5-inning half-decent starts. But he's always going to trend to the over, especially at Coors. 9-5-1 to the over. I'd happily take a Dodgers team total, not knowing what the Dodgers pitching is. They have scored over 6 runs per game in Coors on average this season and last season, the Dodgers. So that's a solid trend to follow. I would point you towards Mickey Moniak for the Rockies, who's been hitting like a maniac lately. I hope he goes well, actually, because he kind of got written off a little bit, turned into a bit of a laughing stock. But he's going okay. Not much to say on this one, but I wouldn't put you off the Dodgers scoring a ton of runs off Marquez, Lonte.
Yeah, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. You go Dodgers team total every game this series, and you'll make a lot of money. So I think that they'll be able to get to Marquez. Marquez allows a lot of contact. We know what happens to the ball in that ballpark. So Dodgers are accustomed to playing there. You routed off. I thought that was a good numbers by you. 6 runs in Coors. That's really good. I would probably bet the Dodgers. You could probably get creative. Maybe bet the Dodgers like team total the first 5, team total first 3. Like you can kind of get creative and try to get some things in your favor there versus just betting the full game team total. But I probably will be on the team total. Probably put it in a parlay or something.
9:38 Eastern first pitch is the Boston Red Sox at the LA Angels. 2 lefties going again here. Garrett Crochet for the Red Sox and Tyler Anderson for the Angels. -200 Boston, +165 the Halos. Total Lonte of 8.
Man, this is one of my favorite parlay pieces to plug in. Boston. I think Boston's going to be really good in this series. Anderson struggled after a decent start. He's got 3 straight losses, 7.07 ERA in that span. His hit rate's been high. He's allowed 4+ earned runs in 5 of his last 7. And Boston's had, back-to-back losses after they started off 7-1, and then they had those back-to-back losses in San Francisco. But I mean, emotional series with the Devers thing going on. I thought they were okay, but Crochet's been, he's been a money-making machine. 5 straight quality starts, 2.65 ERA in that span, 0.94 WHIP, 2 or less in every road start but 1 this year. He's got good swing and miss stuff, 8+ Ks in 6 of his last 8. 2 earned runs or less now in 9 of his last 10. And they're out for a little bit of revenge. The Angels took 2 of 3 in Boston earlier this month. I think both of those games soared over. 2 of the 3 games soared over. So I'm going to go Boston and over. If you want to put a little parlay in, I think that'll get that Boston money line down. But I do think we see runs here, mostly on the Boston side. So I love Boston's team total over, and I love Boston in this spot. Just for a parlay piece, pair them with somebody around like that 150 to 170 range and get you a nice plus price.
I love watching Crochet. I think I've said this on the show before. It looks like you could do it. There's no mad mechanics involved. He stands there, he sets, and he just throws it. Like, it's really clean and simple. There's like 3 moving parts. There's not a load of stuff going on. Like, back-to-back 1 earned run efforts. Very, very good. Like, you just listed the great numbers. The thing with Tyler Anderson is Scott was all over this last week. I think we handicapped him for Friday night, maybe. He's just very, very hittable. 4, 6, 3, and 5 earned runs in his last 4. The Red Sox are very good against left-handed pitching. They're hitting .273. And they have seen Tyler Anderson once already this season. Took him for 5 earned runs in 4 0.1 innings pitched. So I've got no doubt they'll fancy their chances of taking him again tomorrow. Logan O'Hoppe is worth noting for the LA Angels. He's in good form. I do like him a lot, actually. But, yeah, Boston team total is where I've got. Anderson is hittable. I watched him last week against the Yankees. It was just a matter of time before the Yankees got to him. And tomorrow is exactly the same. It's a matter of time before Boston smash him up. Boston team total. Penultimate game on the show, 9:40 Eastern, is the Washington Nationals at the San Diego Padres. This is off the board with no Padres pitcher listed. I haven't seen one all day. No idea who it might be. Trevor Williams is confirmed for the Nationals. I mean, I wrote down the tentative Padres team total because I've got no problem fading Trevor Williams. He has only let up 2 earned runs in 3 starts in a row, as it happens. His ERA is up over 5, and I did find a nice stat here. 11 games started against National League opponents, 6.63 ERA for Trevor Williams. So we'll stay with that stat in the face of not much else to handicap. And I'd be happy to take a Padres team total, Lonte.
Yeah, you know what? I was on the same page, and I think Trevor Williams is due for a little bit of negative regression. His hit rate's been sky high. I mean, 6+ hits in 4 straight. So basically, well, in 3 straight, I'm sorry. So in those 3 games, he's allowed 20 hits, but only 6 earned. So something has to give there. And I think this is a perfect spot for it to give. San Diego's kind of stringing along. I mean, they've been okay. They've played Washington really well. They got 6 straight wins versus them. So I'm probably going to look at laying the 1.5, maybe throw San Diego in that parlay with Boston and the Yankees, and you got your little 3-leg parlay right there.
Love it, Lonte. Final game on the board here. I love this game, actually, for a bet. 9:45 Eastern, the Miami Marlins at the San Francisco Giants, where Cal Quantrill for Miami will take on Justin Verlander for San Francisco. The Giants -185. MIA or +155. Total, Lonte, 7.5. Finish us off with a winner.
Man, hopefully we're on the same side, man. I like over in this game. I know that Miami had a really good series over the weekend, and Quantrill's been pretty good, man. So I might take a flyer with Miami, actually, with San Francisco off the emotional letdown of that Boston series that we just talked about. I know Verlander has been much better since his poor March and early April. This is his 2nd start since returning from an injury. I think he had a kid, if I'm not mistaken. He was on paternity leave, if I'm not mistaken. But he's had 3 or less in 3 straight at home. Contact rate is up a bit, and I think Miami's offense can kind of take care of that. So I'm going to take a flyer with Miami now, and I'm going to take the over. I think both offenses will be able to get to their opposing pitcher a little bit.
Again, I haven't got against you. I have got a different pick. We can both still win. Gio's joined us. Work has kept him late. Gio, welcome along. Always nice to have you here. Cal Quantrill, he's nice and predictable, which is helpful for us. 5 innings, 2 or 3 earned runs. Pitched okay against the Giants on May the 30th. Verlander has fairly similar lines, actually. And I think at the prices, I'm going to fade Verlander again. Did it last week. Worked. I'm a sucker for that. If I do something and it works, I will just follow it off a cliff. Like, I do it in the football all the time. It makes me think I'm a genius. Like, I don't need to handicap. Why would I have to handicap it again when I've already worked it out? But I'm going to go along again. Quantrill starts. Quantrill's always a good price. He's always a big price. Miami is 7-7 in his starts. He won off at +166 and +150. He's won 2 wins in his last 5 at big prices. So you'd be in profit taking those 2. Verlander, with the Giants are 4-7 in Verlander starts. Last week at -138, lost to Arizona +106, and he lost to Colorado at -270. I think if you keep playing this system, fading Verlander fading the Giants, behind Verlander, you're going to end up in front. I still think that -185 is attached to the name. And the Giants haven't been great recently. The Miami are always lively. Plus 155 with Quantrill. 7-7 record, and you're getting plus 155. I'm happy to take that, Lonte. Am I missing a trick here? Is that a poor angling?
No, I think I agree with it. I mean, Miami's feisty. Miami's feisty. I mean, they won 2 or 3 this weekend, I thought, against Atlanta, and Atlanta was surging. So I'm with you. I'm going to take a shot on Miami as well.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. Kev's joined us for the Dying Embers. Kev, thanks, mate. Appreciate your enjoyment of the show. It is my turn to go first, Lonte. I have remembered. So my underdog, Miami, I do like. There's no way I am not taking the rookie. I will take Chase Burns tomorrow. Cincinnati Reds to beat the Yankees at plus 145. And my lock is I'm going to take that Arizona team total against the White Sox and Berg. I had a little look at this because, like I say, I have fallen in love a little bit with the White Sox recently. So I look quite hard at Berg, and there's a lot of red flags. Arizona scoring a lot of runs. So maybe the White Sox might get it done. That doesn't stop the Diamondbacks scoring some runs. So I'll take the Arizona team total as my lock, and Cincinnati Reds is my dog, Lonte.
Yeah, so for my dog, I'm going to take Kansas City. They've minus 140-ish. If you can find better, that's perfect. But, I mean, I think their familiarity, they've dominated this team. I don't really trust Bradley on the road. Tampa's not good versus lefties. They're hitting under 235 versus them. Kansas City with Bubic on the mound is really good at home. They swept them back in April. So I think this is going to be a good spot for them if they can get the offense going early on. So I'm going to take Kansas City as my lock. As the dog, Mal, I'm going to go with something that we both like, we were confident in. Milwaukee, minus 1.5. I won't even go over the handicap again because the handicap that we gave was so good. Got to go back and listen to that. But, I mean, we talked about the offense. They've just been explosive. Like, I don't think anybody's going to – especially at home against Peralta. Peralta's going to shut down the offense, and Milwaukee's going to stack up runs. So, Milwaukee minus 1.5. That's at, like, plus 112, too. I think that's a good number.
Finally, we will give out our home run picks. I'm coming off a winner last Monday, Christian Walker, the double finger guns, with my coffee in bed last Tuesday morning. I was delighted. Wednesday morning, sorry. I was delighted to see him go yard. Jameson Taillon is the pitcher I am going to fade tomorrow, which means I'm going to give out a St. Louis Cardinal. I just can't decide now. I want to give out Wilson Contreras, but I think I gave him out on Tuesday last week when me and Dylan did the show, which probably means I shouldn't do it again. But that makes absolutely no sense. There's no reason because he didn't do it last week. Yeah, we'll take Wilson Contreras, hit and clean up off Jameson Taillon. Jameson Taillon has given up 18 home runs in 15 games started and is not nearly as good on the road. Yeah, so Wilson Contreras can get him tomorrow, Lonte.
Yeah, I'm going Manny Machado at home, so I'm going to fade another pitcher that we didn't like in that specific matchup, which is Trevor Williams, allowing a ton of contact. Manny Machado has actually hit this in his last 2 games, so I think he has a big series here, top of the lineup. I would expect him to have a big day, especially off Trevor Williams. So let's go with Manny Machado tomorrow to hit a bomb.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Lonte. We did it. I enjoyed that a lot. Everyone who joined us in the comments, everyone was having a lovely time tonight. Lots people seem in a good mood for a Monday, so I appreciate everyone.
Hopefully we get some winners.
I think myself and Dylan will be back for tomorrow night. In the meantime, cheers, Lonte. Thank you very much. Good luck, everyone, with all your picks, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.